everyone. Welcome back. It's a Friday edition here on Steel City Live, our daily live stream here on Mic Drop Sports. As always, I appreciate you for stopping through. Smash the shit out of that like button as we get through the show. It is a giveaway Friday, so we'll be doing that. What's up, Miss Pittsburgh? What's up? What's up, TD? As always, put your comments, questions, and concerns inside of the chat. We're going to try to do our live feed again from down here. In our game room, but we'll see. Hopefully the internet cooperates today. I'm going to end up having to have a tech come back out, I think, again, because it's like making me crazy. But yeah, a lot going on still, but we're going to talk Steelers. We're going to talk Omar Khan, Naji Harris. I'm going to talk a little bit about Corey Trice. I'm going to talk a little bit about those cornerbacks that are, starting to come on maybe, and some of the young guys that we have picked up over the course of this offseason, last year's draft. So we're going to talk about those guys, and we're going to talk about the potential of what this Pittsburgh Steelers back end of the defense could really look like. I do want to dive into all that again, a little bit more in depth today, and get through that. So as always, guys, though, I appreciate it. We do have our bowl of Mic Drop Mafia members with your names on it for the giveaway tonight. So we'll be doing that. It'll be a cool piece of Steeler memorabilia. So that'll be something cool. I think I would like it, so I try to do things that I would like. Last month we did cash. The first month we did James Harrison Super Bowl 43 commemorative photo that was framed. This month we are going to do a Super Bowl 40 commemorative plaque that's still in the wrapper. So it has the Super Bowl MVP in Hines Ward, the youngest quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl at that time, Ben Roethlisberger. It talks about all their run through those playoffs. It gives scores and all that. I don't have it here with me. It is actually in the storage box upstairs, but I didn't want to rip it apart and destroy it on the box. So I will send that out to you. It's really cool. I will take a picture of it, though, and post so everybody can see what you're getting. And also, I might even throw in a 10-minute segment to where you could join me and come on and talk Pittsburgh Steelers with one of our live shows for like a 10-minute segment or something like that. So that might be something that we can do with that commemorative photo also. Why can't I watch you and Sean in the same frame? It's just you, because Sean ain't on today. He's on Thursdays. Thursday night, Sean is with us, and then that he used to be Wednesdays though. Sorry, I was just making sure I was reading the chat there. I love the emojis. As always, guys, if you want to be part of our giveaways, you got to become a part of the Mic Drop Mafia, dude. 99 cents a month. But we won't do the drawing until like 7 or so. That way we can get people in. It does take some time for everyone to build up in the chat, build up into the watch party and everything here during our live streams, Monday through Friday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I want to dive in, guys. And again, you guys can put your questions, your comments, and everything in the chat, and we'll get to them as always. But I wanted to start off today and talk a little bit about what Omar Khan had said about Najee Harris's, how they declined the fifth-year option of Naji Harris and what that was for the Pittsburgh Steelers and how he mentioned it. And I want to know from you guys, does this give you the feel of something that could create a little bit of tension within that building? Oh, excuse me. Sorry, guys. I was drinking a little bit of coffee. It kind of like, ugh. But anyway, does that give a little bit of attention inside of the building with the way Omar referred to why the Pittsburgh Steelers didn't pick up this option? And it was a business decision. Now, how does that turn on to Najee? And I understand, my thoughts on Najee. I think he's a quality leader. I think he's a quality dude. I think he's good for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But if they didn't have to have him, it is what it is. But is this also, with that, is this setting up Najee for a prove-it year? Does it set up Najee perfectly to really bet on himself for this year? And are the Steelers wise whenever Omar talked about this being a business decision does that set the Steelers up in a way to where they're not going to be able to afford Najee? And if he has a monster year, would it have been wise for them to pick up that little bit of money, that $6.9 million heading in on that fifth-year option? Which way would have been better? And does that create that tension? I really want to know from you guys what you think. If that is going to create an issue with Najee throughout the season. I don't think it has just yet. Maybe it just hasn't reared its head, at least into the media, into the public just yet. But you wonder, when you refer to one of your players that is supposed to be family and you say to them, hey, this is a business move, blah, blah, blah. Does that motivate that player? Does it cause, screw these guys. I've poured my heart and soul into this franchise and they didn't pay me. They talk about it being a business move, blah, blah, blah. Or are the Steelers going to be able to get out there and get a deal done? That's a big question. Let's go, people. Hit the like button. Hit the shit out of the like button and subscribe. Share the best show in town is here. Thank you, Miss Pittsburgh. I always love that. Oh, Armand, you must have retracted your message. I was going to read it. Sorry, buddy. But again, guys, let me know what you think about that because I'm really curious. Whenever I read that today and I was looking at that headline and I listened to Omar Khan's comments about that, it kind of gave me just a weird vibe with the Najee thing. And I know there's Jaylen Warren in that backfield. I know that the Steelers went out and got Cordell Patterson. I think that was a solid move. They added some people through undrafted free agency, things of that nature. But you look at this backfield and you say to yourself, what would life look like after Naji Harris with this backfield in a run-heavy Arthur Smith offense? Are the Steelers going to be able to be in a position next year draft-wise to where you could go out and just replace a guy like Naji Harris? And, it seems to be a position that's a little bit easier to fill as opposed to some of the others, quarterback, left tackles, those types of things. It just really makes you wonder, guys. All right, guys, put your comments, questions, and concerns inside of the chat as we get rolling through here on Steel City Live, only here on Mike Drop Sports. I'm Jason. This is our daily live stream where we try to incorporate you. So make sure you guys put your comments in. I think if they wait till after the end of the season, I think he will test free agency or the free agent market. That's from Tom TD. Yeah, TD, I think so too. And I think that is something wise Najee would do to bet on himself. Armand says Najee should have been given his fifth-year deal. Didn't have glasses on. Najee doesn't fumble, and he's durable. A 270 hitter needed glasses to see the screen. Okay. Sorry, man. It's all right. I'm starting to get a little bit weird with my vision too. But yeah, maybe they should have. Maybe that was the right move. And again, guys, you're looking at a position of devalue that's been devalued. I understand that. And I have weighed all the variables in this situation with Najee, with the franchise, with the market of running backs. I've looked at Najee Harris's statistics. I've looked at his touchdowns, his yardage, his average yards per game through his career. I've also looked at, you see the season has been extended. There's more games involved. So that brings down that rushing average, those types of things. I've looked at all the variables. I've also looked into, Najee Harris being a great leader. I've looked into that too. I think that he is good for the franchise. I think he's good for the locker room. I think he's a hard worker, at least from what I can see from an outsider's view looking in. And it makes you wonder if the Steelers did make the right move or if, in Omar we trust here. That's the big thing. Mark says, sign Warren long-term, draft a guy. Yeah, I mean, look at it too, guys. If you would sign probably Jaylen Warren here, and you look at the stage of the career where Jaylen is as opposed to where Najee is in his career, and you look at this and you say to yourself, you're probably going to be able to get Jaylen Warren on a couple mil a year. He was an undrafted free agent rookie whenever he came with the Steelers. He's, carved out a niche for himself on this offense. At least he did. Now we will see a little bit different role with Arthur Smith's style of play. So you wonder to yourself, would it be wise to pay a $1-2 million a year salary for a Jaylen Warren for a couple years, go out there, figure it out in the draft and kind of extend yourself that way and not get into a running back contract of any type of significance on this team, especially when you look at what this league is evolving into and what you're going to need from your running back spot. And that is more of a passing type guy, a guy that can get out there and be a receiver, a little bit more versatile weapon. I think Najee can get out there and play a little bit in the pass game. He's proven to catch some of those balls and do some things, but maybe being utilized a little bit more in that aspect. Maybe he could show some more of his skill there. But I definitely think that you could maybe put that money elsewhere is where I'm getting at here. You look at maybe the Steelers looking at maybe the possibility of trying to figure out a wide receiver too of significance, of high value. And you wonder to yourself, is that where the Steelers would put their money, And you just wonder here, especially with those words. That bothers me. In this media world, in this instant, everything's out there. Everything you say is instantly out there so quickly for everyone to read. And it kind of worries me when Omar says that, business decision. I get that. But when you look at the Steelers and you look at the type of image they try to portray and that they want everybody to believe in, and that is family. Being a Steeler means something. Being part of the black and gold means, that you protect the shield, man, that you protect that Steeler emblem. You protect that name on your jersey. You stand for something more, being a Steeler. That's what you're trying to, portray to everybody. That's what the image you're trying to uphold. And it makes me wonder. I think maybe Omar could have used a little bit better verbiage there and said maybe, hey, we looked at Najee, we looked at, our financial situation. We want to maybe work on something more long-term during this offseason and see if we can come up with something a little bit better than that 50-year option in terms of money, finances, and years on the deal because, we like Najee and we would like to see him here a little bit longer term. Maybe something like that to where you just weren't straight out putting it. Business decision, it is what it is. You don't want to treat people as numbers, man. You don't get the work out of people when you treat them as numbers, when you treat them as dollar figures. And I understand it's a multi-billion-dollar business. The NFL, the Steelers are billion-dollar franchise, But you look at this and you say to yourself, you don't want to just beam money out to everybody to where that's all you think or that's all that you care about. You don't want that. You don't want your players, your employees to think that money is the only thing that you care about, That's where I get. Let's keep going. Armand says, you keep both backs with Smith's offense. Big mistake, 10 mil for two backs, cheap, both backs with the pass game. I don't know if I'd say very good. I just haven't seen enough of Najee in the pass game, I don't think. I don't think they utilized him enough. Now, I've seen good moments. I definitely have, but I would like to see him used consistently. And Armand brings up a good point there. Yes, you would still have a cheap running back room, and that is good. And that would, they have to look at that in my eyes. I mean, if you're under $8 million a year, probably is what you could get it at least right now and lock these two guys up long term for a few years, at $8 million a year, and you're sprinkling in a little Cordell Patterson and possibly drafting somebody along the way to where you maybe can go back to even being cheaper. I think that it is a smart move, and I think that would make business sense if you're looking at what Omar said, I think that does make sense. All right, guys, make sure you're smashing that like button. I'm going to get a little sip of my drink. Also, we're going to be doing our giveaway tonight at about 7 o'clock. We'll wait until we get the viewers up as we move along. It takes a little bit to build up. What's up, Sean, Thunder and Lightning? Yeah, and if that's what you want to look at, what Sean says there, Thunder and Lightning, if that's what you're looking at doing, you saw it in Tennessee before whenever they referred to him as Thunder and Lightning with Derrick Henry and Lindell White, and you look at that backfield and they called that a thunder and lightning, or, you looked at Chris Henry being down there, those types of things. And you say to yourself, is that what you're trying to do here? Do you want a guy that's a change of pace like a Jalen Warren and a pounder like Naji Harris? I think so. I think that that's the right way to go. I think that that's what you should be aiming to do. I think that you should have, though, two backs that are versatile in their skill set to where they can do it all. You don't want to show your hand by bringing in certain personnel is what I'm getting at. That's what you don't want to do in the NFL, in my eyes, especially in the NFL. You don't want to, when you bring in certain personnel, you don't want to give that defense a tip on what you're going to be able to do. That's why whenever you hear coaches talk about versatility and players being able to do more than one thing, not being just specialty guys that can do this really well, but, not so much everything else. You don't want to have those types of guys around, in my opinion, because I think that that really limits you and it really tips your hand and it hurts you schematically and it hurts you in the game plan, in my opinion. I think so anyway. I think you have to have guys that are real versatile in every aspect of the game or their position, and you want them to be able to do it all. And when you do rotate guys in, it's not about rotating guys in because they do this thing well. It's because you're rotating them in to stay fresh. And when you bring a guy in, it's not anything more than just, that same shit. We can do the same shit exactly as when this guy was in. And, we can do it all. That's what you're looking for, in my opinion. I like the thunder and lightning thing. I like the way you could grind a guy out. And I like the way you could bring Jalen in and hit the home run. I like it. I'm not, if that happens, I'm not going to be pissed about it. But I think what your ultimate goal is to really find versatile players that can be very well-rounded at their position and do multiple things. All right, let's get back to the chat. Aloha, Miss Pittsburgh. Omar might be waiting to see how Najee fits in this offense. Absolutely, TD, and I think that that's something special, and I have that down as one of my notes here. There are lots of guys on this roster that are on short time on their deals, 1-year deal, coming to the end, needing to get, either re-upped, whatever, or move on from. And you look at these players, you look at players along the quarterback room, Justin, Russ, you look at Cam Hayward along that defensive front, you look in our offensive backfield in Naji Harris, you look at players all around this roster and you say to yourself, there are a ton of guys that are going to be out there really, right now, as it sits, if things don't change in terms of reworking contracts, extensions, et cetera, you might have a lot of guys out there playing for their football life and playing on prove-it deals is what they like to call them. Those 1-year short-time deals to where, hey, we're going to see. But does that put you in a predicament at the end of the season? Because what if your team exceeds all expectations, rises above, takes it to that next level, gets to the mountaintop, achieves things that you really want to see a football team achieve in the NFL, and that is hoisting that Lombardi trophy. Does that put you in a bad situation long term? Because you're not going to be able to sign everybody, those types of things. So you really got to weigh all this out, man. And when you are Omar Khan, Andy Weidel, Mike Tomlin, you really have to formulate your long-term game plan and really encompass all the variables that lie within this decision that you're making here with each individual player, man. And it does take a lot to really consider. Is this player going to be able to contribute long-term? Is this somebody that is injury-prone? Is this somebody that's older? Is this somebody that, is going to fit into our long-term goals in terms of scheme? How do our coordinators feel about this player? So many things, man. Yes, sir. Wave them terrible towels like Miss Pittsburgh. I appreciate it. Mark Malone, I think the writing's on the wall here. We ain't re-signing Najee. I don't know if I'm definitive either way, Mark, and I could see where you're coming from, definitely. I don't know if I'm 1,000% either way here. I still think that there is hope, but I'm going to say in in my heart of hearts, in my brain, what I'm thinking is I'm leaning more toward what you said, that they're probably not. That's where I'm leaning. If I were to put all the pieces to the puzzle together, all the variables at play here, and the way that things have transpired throughout this offseason thus far, I would probably say that, 8 times out of 10, 7 times out of 10, if this situation plays out, you don't see Najee Harris in 2025 as a Pittsburgh Steeler. That's what I think. And I think logic is telling me that in a big way here. And we'll see. We'll see. But I'm not 1,000% just yet sold on it. Epic Expedition, Sean says, I heard that Jalen looks sharp so far. Yeah, I mean, for what they can do, no doubt. Good footwork, things like that you're looking for. You're looking for the speed. You're looking for, how they match up again in that pass game reps, those types of things. You're looking at for knowledge. That's a lot too. Knowing what to do. I think you haven't seen yet major installs of this offense. You saw a little bit more here during the mini camp sessions, the mandatory sessions. I think you saw a little bit more of the offense being installed, but you're really not going to start to see that until you get to Latrobe, and you're going to start to see these massive installs of the system. And then you're going to start to really be able to get a good look. But we're going to talk about some of those guys too that definitely have been starting to maybe shine in some people's eyes. Robert Rhodes says Warren is the better back. I think Warren is more versatile in what he can do. I definitely think that Warren can play that rough and tumble game also, just like Najee. I think Warren can be that ground and pound type guy. I also think Jalen has tremendous speed, and I think Jalen can play out of the backfield, and you can use him in a lot of different situations, especially when you come out in those jumbo sets and you want to motion him out to spread things out a little bit and shuffle about a defense to where you're trying to create those mismatches. I think Jalen is a great candidate for that, especially when you're in the pistol, you have a sidecar or a trailer in the back, and you motion him out somehow, get him out to the wing, get him out there to where maybe, he's being picked up by a inside linebacker to where maybe Jalen wins that matchup 9 times out of 10, Those are the types of things that you're looking for each week, and I think Jalen provides you those versatile tools, those versatile weapons. Deebo Samuel traded to Pittsburgh. Oh, no. No, I was asking a question like if he would. Oh, no. No, I don't know about that. Honestly, you look at both of those wide receivers out there, and there's been stories. There's been, some headlines. And as I always tell you, there's some sort of truth behind all these rumors. Now, how much truth is there? That's the real question. But, we'll see, but I don't know if that would be reality. I think if anybody were to be traded out of there, I think it would be Brandon Ayuk, because I think they're having a little bit of trouble coming to terms with a deal. Brandon Ayuk looking at being offered $26 million per season. I think he's looking more around the 30 range. But then too, guys, you got to look at some of these rumors and some of these players also. And you got to say to yourself, now, is it all about the money? Or does that player perhaps want to just be out of that situation? Maybe, it's just not an environment he likes to be in, that specific player, to where maybe that player would come to a different team and sign for that 26 or less, to where, the money might not be as big of an issue. Is that part of the equation? We don't know, Willie Johnson, here we go. Steelers, here we go. Absolutely, Willie. Armand, my notes had approved deals can lose a team a good number of players and upset salaries. Yeah, proven deals can be bad. They can be good, but, it's just how this all plays out in terms of team success, individual success, that player, there's a lot of variables at play with that. And it's really hard to determine how that would happen or how that would, play out at the end of the 2024 season, heading into 2025. How hot is that player going to be out there? There are many teams out there that are, overpayers, teams that go out there and reach and grasp and will overpay a guy. And, sometimes players only are looking at the money. So there's another side to the coin too. And I think that you need to put all the things in your head if you're a player. Yes, you got to make the right financial move in terms of your contract. But I think if you do what Patrick Queen did this offseason and really weigh out where is my best opportunity to be a winner, first and foremost, where do I fit in my skill set, fit the best scheme-wise? And, that's the types of things you really need to weigh in there. And because what's going to happen is if you have a place to where you go and you're successful and the team's successful, the other things, the money will start to flow from other places, and you'll make up maybe that few $1 million that you missed out on your contract in terms of maybe guaranteed money or yearly money. And I think that that's something that some players really need to start looking at and really weighing those variables. What's up, Cutthroat? Time will tell, but I figure if they don't want to pay him $7 million now, they won't pay him more later. And I see what you said there. Definitely, it doesn't make sense. You're like, hey, if they're not gonna pay him $7 million for 1 year, why would they go out there and pay him anything else for a longer term deal? My only rebuttal to that would be maybe because they just don't want to make another 1 year deal on this roster. Maybe they think to themselves, we got enough of those, and we want long-term guys, and we don't want to be tied to Najee just for the 1 year, paying him at $7 million when we can try to work out something maybe at a little bit lesser rate and secure him for longer term. I don't know. There's definitely other things to look at, and all things that you guys are saying are definite big points and good points, and it all makes sense. But it just makes you wonder. Whenever Omar came out there though and said this is a business move, it just makes you wonder where the Steelers are at with it. I take every player update during the offseason with cautious optimism, knowing nothing replicates regular game speed. I start locking in on players after game 5. I definitely don't look at some of these reports as big-time headline news, especially when they're saying somebody's shining in certain parts of this offseason program. I'll take it with a grain of salt, and I'll look into it a little bit. But where I start to see players develop, and that is up in Latrobe, Pennsylvania. That's where I start to take notice because those live reps matter there. I think the only place that it really is kind of a hard sell is that quarterback spot because they know they're not going to be hit. And I think you see a different quarterback inside of real game action. And I definitely like to see a quarterback play definitely several games before I start to see what they're all about. No doubt about that. All right, guys, I'm going to get a drink. What's up, Beer Malls? Been hearing Pickens been running a lot of slot receiver routes. You think it's just for versatility, experience, or something on the horizon positionally for his role? I know, guys, we focus a lot on when you're looking at wide receivers, and I know we focus on this. A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5. I know we focus on that depth chart. We look at that. And I also know we focus on where guys are playing. Are they playing outside, inside? Are they playing that, X, Y, Z, whatever? We're looking at those things. Are they playing in that slot a lot? I just don't know how much it really matters in today's NFL because I think what you're looking for with wide receivers is guys that you can line up anywhere, guys that are massively talented, that you want to just move around no matter what, because you're looking to create those mismatches. And I think you are right. It's going to be something on the horizon because I think you're going to see it. I think you saw it a little bit last year. You saw Pickens move in and out a little bit. But I think you're going to see these guys be interchangeable pieces. And I think that that's what Arthur Smith will focus on. At least that's what I would focus on if I were an offensive coordinator. Wouldn't be dead set positions when you're looking in terms of the wide receivers. All I would be looking for is how my quarterback can recognize the defense, recognize the formation, recognize the personnel on the field, and motion players and move players around in order to create the correct mismatches that you're going to need to be successful. I think that that's what you got to be focused on, not anything else, not in terms of this guy's a number one, he only plays on the outside. This guy's a number 3 wide receiver, he only plays in the slot. I think that that is something that doesn't make sense to me, you know? And at least if I were an offensive coordinator, that wouldn't make sense to me because I think you're limiting yourself. You never want to limit yourself in my eyes. And I think the good teams do that. I think they move their players around and they create the mismatches that are necessary to be able to be a good ball club, a productive offense, a good productive team. And I definitely think that that is something that we are maybe a little ultra focused on as fans and, fantasy players and things of that nature. It's, this player plays right here. Well, no. At least I don't think so. I think it should be mixed up. Wave your terrible towels. Cutthroat, I believe they know he will get all the attention, so they will try and hide and scheme him in. Yeah, exactly. That's it. Yeah, thank you, John. Yeah, that's definitely it. You got to move them around, guys. The minute you start to become stale and when defenses know where people are going to be, defenses know what your job is on the field, and they can pinpoint exactly what you're going to be doing. You're hurting yourself. You're killing yourself. And good offensive coordinators in this league, especially in today's age, don't give a shit about positions, don't give a shit about nothing. They just want to mix and match and create the best matchup. That is the sole thing that they are looking for, in my eyes. Beer malls, you gotta be versatile, experience things. For sure, you gotta move around, and like you say there, experience. That gets these guys experience doing everything, and all that is going to do is benefit your team, your offense, in a big, big way late in the year. Why? Because all your guys are used to mixing it up. Mismatches, moving in and out, being in motion, being able to create some play action off the motions, things of that nature. You're going to be able to be unpredictable, and that's what you're looking for. What's up, Justin Jefferson? What's up, buddy? Glad to see you. I ain't seen you in a while. Yeah, man. Thank you. Missed you too, bro. All right, guys, make sure you're hitting that like button as we're about 32 minutes into the show here on Mic Drop Sports on our daily live stream, Steel City Live. We're going to be doing our drawing, our monthly giveaway for Mic Drop Mafia members. That is going to happen here. We'll do it here in about 2 minutes. But as always, you got to be a member of the Mic Drop Mafia, which is 99 cents a month. That gets you access during the season to private shows. Like for members only, it's going to get you access into our giveaways, emojis, loyalty badges. And in the last 10 minutes of the show, we will try to focus on our Mafia members as their chat questions and comments become priority in the last 10 minutes of that show, of each show. So definitely we're going to do that. Again, guys, we're going to do the Super Bowl 40 commemorative plaque. It's awesome. I don't have it on me, but I will mail it out to you. So what will happen is whoever wins will email me your address from the Mic Drop, Mic Drop Sports at yahoo.com, and I will mail it out to you. And you can enjoy a piece of Steelers history. It's still in the wrapper, so this is from Super Bowl 40, man. That was from many years ago, so I can't even do the math in my head. What was it, like 2000-something, 2004, 5, somewhere around there? Yeah, so you're looking at a Pittsburgh Steelers piece of history. It has Ben Roethlisberger on there. It has Hines Ward, the Super Bowl MVP. It has all the scores from the Steelers' historic playoff run from the 6th seed going on to win the championship against the Seattle Seahawks. So that is definitely a cool thing. So we are definitely going to do that here in the next couple minutes. Again, I got the clear bowl too, so you can see. That way we all know. Let's keep going with the chat. Cutthroat says last year DS could look at 1990 Steelers tape and still prepare for the game. Yeah, no shit, dude. D's could do that, no doubt. They were so predictable last year, so stale, so blah. It just was horrible to see. Beer Malls, last year we weren't seeing like 5 wide or anything. It was like a basic looking passing offense. Yeah, I could get 9-year-olds to run a more complex offense than they had last year. Jason Marshall from Shaler checking in. What's up, Jason? Good to see you. John Creech, I like the Vikings. Oh, well, we got a Vikings fan, but welcome. You are welcome here. Definitely same. Armand, throw in Cheat Lake football in the raffle for members. Cheat Lake football, my Chargers. Beer Malls kind of shows me, hey, they're working on the development of Pickens and new schemes. Sounds good to me. Yeah, that's what you got to mix it up, man. Going to see a much faster D for the Steelers. Yes, we're going to talk about that, Jason Marshall, actually. We are going to talk about the Steelers and their newfound speed on this defense, I think. And I think it's going to be pretty damn cool. All right, guys, we are 35 minutes into the show. So who is going to win the Mafia giveaway for the month of June? Who will it be? Who will it be? Who will it be? Who will it be? Let's see. I only want to have one. I only want to have one. All right. Make sure I only have one. Let's see. Oh, hold on. Hold on. I want to make sure I only have one. I had 2. I seen it. Let's see. Who is Mr. Neats? Mr. Neats. Mr. Neats, you are the winner here for the month of June. Congratulations, Mr. Neats. You win a Super Bowl 40 commemorative plaque from the Pittsburgh Steelers, still in the wrapper. So, Mr. Neats, I will post that in the comments that you are the winner in case you're not in here. I will post a screenshot of your name and everything in your Mafia membership, and I'll post it in our comments section on this video, and I will post it in the community tab. And you need to email me your address, and I will hook you up with your commemorative plaque. So we will do that. Congratulations, Mr. Neats. The unmitigated disaster. Do you believe Jeremy Chin took less money to play for the Commanders over us? I can believe it, because what we were talking about earlier, unmitigated disaster, is guys with fit, money. You got to weigh all the variables. And where does your skill set fit? What scheme does your skill set fit best? Deshaun Elliott, for example, wanted to come to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Why? Because he said to himself, I fit good there. When it was an opportunity for him to come here, he said to himself, I fit good in that scheme. I will fit good and complement whom they have there right now in Minkah Fitzpatrick. So yeah, maybe that might be it, and maybe he heard a horror story or something about the locker room to where he didn't want to be in there. Those types of things. You never know. Luke Mucky, sorry, man. Super excited for a new look on offense. Me too, man. Definitely. Wave those towels. They did have Deontay on one side and George on the other a lot. I do like Calvin in that slot. Yeah, no doubt. Let's go, Neats. Yeah, Mr. Neats. Awesome. Congratulations, man. No doubt. I'm glad we've had a different winner too each month, so it's cool because you can win multiple times at, whatever the prize is. And then we'll mix it up again. I want to give I don't want to give cash every time. I can do that. I know it's easy, but I want to give some things that have some meaning too. Money's cool, but things that actually are neat. Mr. Neats, that are actually cool and different, and that you may not get anywhere else. I even tried to Google search and look for this plaque, and I never even seen it on the internet today. So that's something cool, because you can buy other Super Bowl 40 commemorative plaques, but this one was actually mine from way back, and it's never been opened. So it's going to be pretty cool. Yeah, I actually have two of them. So I had two of the Super Bowl 43 photos, and I have two of these commemorative plaques. So, yeah. But I'm giving away my extras because I want somebody else to enjoy them. Why have two and nobody gets to enjoy it? It sits in a wrapper, never opened. I don't care about selling it or anything. That don't get my rocks off, you know? All right, guys, thank you for letting me get a drink. Let's hit those likes. Let's get that like button and start smashing the shit out of it. There's three little white dots up in the right-hand corner of your screen on some of your phones. You can hit that, and a drop-down box will come to hit the like. Or you can back out of the live chat and simply hit the like. But there are many ways. It's a free thing to help support your creators and support us here at Mic Drop Sports and our daily live stream called Steel City Live. We bring it every day for you. To enjoy. And we've been slacking a little bit on our daily morning uploads, but I rest assured things will get settled back down. This morning I was actually working on some more of my storage units and getting those taken care of. But good news is I got my grass cut before it stormed. I got another load. I closed out 2 of my storage units out of my 6 storage units that I had. I know that's crazy. I shouldn't even say that. It makes me embarrassed because I shouldn't have that much stuff. Like, I hoard shit. I shouldn't hoard shit. I just like to keep things. But hey, I should tone it back a little bit. Yeah, I got a lot done today, so I needed to do that. Yeah, so good morning, man. No doubt about it. We're getting there. All right, guys, put your comments, questions, and concerns as we head into our final 20 minutes of the show here on Steel City Live. As always, we go about an hour every day, so let's get those likes up. Let's share. Let's subscribe, because we need to hit that 5,000 subscriber goal before the Pittsburgh Steelers make it to Latrobe, Pennsylvania here in July, and I know we can do that. That's definitely really easily obtainable. We are already over 3,300, so let's get this moving here with the likes, shares, and all that good stuff. Nick Herbig is going to be the man. I agree. Danny George, what's up, man? I think I put out a video, guys, and I will stand by that video until I'm proven otherwise wrong, and I'll stand by it even then. But I put out a video right when the offseason, kicked off, and that was the Pittsburgh Steelers have a potential superstar in Nick Herbig. And I think that he is going to play a significant role in this defense in 2024. I really, really do. Because I think what the Pittsburgh Steelers are looking to do is be very speedy on all aspects, all positions of this defense. And I think they're going to use speed and really, really be a formidable force, man. You look at Peyton Wilson, super fast. You look at Nick, he's really fast. TJ, a fast guy. Alex got some speed. You look at Joey Porter Jr., I think he is lengthy and can cover some ground. You look at young guys in Trice and Beanie Bishop and Dante Jackson from the Carolina Panthers. He's super speedy. You look at the back end and Deshaun Elliott and Minkah Fitzpatrick. Minkah, the ultimate ball hawk, in my opinion. Then you look at Deshaun Elliott, a guy that can come down in the box with a little bit of speed and still come and lay the hammer down in the run game and really make receivers think twice about coming around his area because he's not afraid to hit you in the mouth. I really like that. You look at Patrick Queen, a really speedy, big, bulky dude that can come downhill and lay the lumber. You look at a Landon Roberts, a real thumper. You look at E-Rob. You look at all these guys around this defense, man. Where I think the major hole is maybe along that defensive front. Maybe they're not as beefy as need be. I think Keanu Benton's still slightly undersized for his position, but hopefully he'll grow into that. I think Cam Hayward is just getting a little bit older. I hope to see a big year out of Cam. Would like to see Dean Lowry do some things. I think you are going to see some things from the Iowa product. What's his name? I can't even think of it now. The kid they drafted. But anyway, I think that they definitely have some real potential to be a very speedy, a very effective defense in 2024, no doubt about it. John Cutthroat says that is why folks should think about Smith's scheme when throwing wide receiver names around. He thinks a number one stud with others in a supporting role. Another wide receiver requiring a lot of targets doesn't fit. Exactly, guys. You look at his scheme. Now we are going to see different wrinkles. We know this. It's only natural. You're not going to see the same exact offense that you saw in Atlanta. You're not going to see the same exact offense that you saw in Tennessee. You're going to see some wrinkles. We all know that. That's just natural. That's how things go. But exactly what you're saying there, Cutthroat, you're looking at a scheme and a fit and a base here. And he definitely is going to have that identity of being a real heavy package type guy, come and smack you the hell around and beat you up type of offense. I know that he will have that identity. That identity will be skewed, though, in many ways. You will probably see some 5 wides. You will see some exotic sets. You will see 3 tight ends. You will see Najee and Jalen in the backfield together. You will see many different things that you weren't seeing last year. And I think that gets back to the conversation that we were having a little bit earlier before the drawing. And that was being different, moving your players around, creating those mismatches in order to get yourself in the correct position to be successful. And I think a lot of this is going to come down to, yes, Arthur Smith, his scheme, and how he game plans, and what we go into each week looking at and ways to attack. Yes, for sure, that's a big thing. But another thing that's going to be really imperative is those quarterbacks. The quarterback play is going to be ultra important. Not just throwing the football, not being able to push the ball down the field. What is going to be the most important thing is intellect for those quarterbacks. Are they able to process the defense in a good way, a precise way, in a all-pro type way? That is going to prove to be a big X factor for the Steelers. And you know Justin Fields has been known at times to have some problems doing that, being a processor of the game. There's been, several people say that that's one of his deficiencies. I would like to see him inside of the Steelers scheme before I say that to be true here. I don't know. But Russell Wilson, I think he's been around long enough, and I hope that he is able to really absorb this new scheme that he is learning with Arthur Smith. And I hope Arthur Smith tailors it to what Russell does best and knows best, and really tries to, hammer those points home to where you can see Russell be really successful. Because if those quarterbacks aren't able to get out there and be a real field general and dictate where these players move around and really be that for the Steelers this year, you could see another year of a bad offense, man. So which quarterback steps up intellectually, that's going to be a big thing here in Latrobe. Let me get a drink, guys. Woo! I've been going hard today, talking my ass off. Crazy. It's Friday. I can tell. I always say that from our live shows, man. Every day. Talking for an hour every day. You can feel it in your throat by the end of the week, man. It is so weird. Because you'll start out Monday after a couple days rest, and you're like, hell yeah. Wednesday, you're like, oh shit, man. And then by Friday, it hurts, man. Let's keep going. Jeff Dye, what's up, Go Steelers? Sean says, is Herbig really damn good, or is Fautanu not performing well? I think it's hard right now, and I don't think we could actually know. And I say that because, excuse me. But anyway, it's hard to tell right now because why? Troy isn't able to come up and light up Nick. Troy isn't able to really lay their hands on somebody and, smash them and pancake their ass and drive them down the field. He's not able to do that. And what is Troy Fautanu's game? It's being ultra aggressive, being really, really physical. And right now you can't see that with the offensive line. And I think that that's something we'll see, Sean, later. But I think it's a very important question what you ask there. Is Nick that good, or is Troy that bad? I think it's something that's going to have to play out further. I don't think either can be really definitively said right now. The only reason why I know that I think Nick Herbig could be a potential superstar and is really going to play well is because I got to see him in a limited role last year. We all did at the NFL level. All we have for Troy Fautanu currently is his reps and his time at Washington, which is far different from the NFL. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see exactly what Troy can do once he's able to be physical and lay his hands on these guys. Danny says Nick is that good. I think he's going to be good. John says the D should think the best but plan for the worst. There must be a plan if JOJ goes down, the train won't stop. JOJ, who are you talking about? JOJ. I'm not sure who you were talking about. Type it in there. Let me know who you were talking about. Danny George, like a young TJ. I like a young TJ. I wish we had a young TJ again. What's up, gentlemen? What's up, D? Beer Malls, I like the exotic, versatile offensive look. Like we don't have a number one receiver. I would prefer set positions on the O-line, though. Yeah, O-line, I think, has to be. I'm talking, whenever I say that you need to be able to do it all, that's like wide receivers and tight ends. I think you need to be able to move around and do it all as a tight end also. I really am curious, guys, and really excited to see possibly a three-headed monster in that tight end room. I'd love to see a lot more of Darnell, Pat, and Connor Hayward on the field at one time. I think it could be something cool. I really do, man. Daniels allows 1 sack, 2 years. Yeah, hey, James Daniels and Isaac Seumalo, I think, are going to be real anchors for this offensive line as they really bring up these 3 young rookies, these 3 top 50 picks inside of the NFL draft. And Broderick Jones, with a year of experience under his belt, I think is going to help and really accelerate these other 2 guys that could be major contributors. So I definitely think that that's going to be awesome. John says, my concern with QB Wilson is that he never targets the middle. That takes 50% of the field away. He has to change his approach if possible. I think he can, and I think that'll be dependent on scheme a lot too. And I think, I think he'll be more comfortable with maybe, a little bit more of those timing patterns and things to where he's going to be doing a little bit more anticipating and throwing guys open. I definitely think you're going to see Russell do a little bit more over the middle, and I think you're going to see that early and often in 2024. But definitely that has to be a concern because the numbers don't lie, and that has been a deficiency. But I wonder about, too, where were these plays being schemed? Were there always wide open guys across the middle that he just ignored because he was afraid to go there because of his height or maybe not seeing them, his vision not being correct. There's a lot of factors that I would like to know the answer to before I could say maybe that he wouldn't be able to do it here with Pittsburgh. But definitely it's something that you need to look at. Too evil, too hope. Why do so many Yinzers think Tomlin didn't deserve an extension? It's just a matter of opinion. I mean, I think some fans are just getting a little bit bored with, not being good enough to win a playoff game. I think some fans are, tired of no playoff wins since 2016, and some can say that's spoiled or whatever. But no, I think some fans just expect a winner, and I don't think average is something to be excited about. I don't. But I do think Mike Tomlin's a good coach. I just think that he has some major deficiencies. Time management, in terms of the clock during the game. Some of his challenges are pretty, far-fetched and weird, and some of the ones that he doesn't do kind of shocks you. His player, his ability to pull players and recognize when players need to be benched and somebody else put in. I think sometimes he waits a little bit too long there. I think sometimes he waits too long to put a rookie in because he wants them to sit and all this shit. I think some of his stuff is outdated in that aspect. But I think definitely his game management skills have to improve here. But hey, who else are you going to get? I get it. I understand it, but I can see both sides. I definitely can. It is what it is. I think it's just your personal preference. Jason, you do some stripes. What's that? What's that, buddy? Let me know. Daniel's gone. McCormick. McCormick, I think it's a real dog, dude. One of my favorite players out of this draft, actually. He was one of my favorites, definitely, at least from the Steelers, whom they picked. All right, I'm going to get a drink. Yeah, beer malls. I don't do checkerboard, but I do stripes. So when I mow, I mow like wavy lines. I do all that kind of weird shit. Today I did like half moons the whole way through the front, and then the back I did half moons the whole way back to the fence. So yeah, you can definitely see. No, I don't just get her done. I'm really particular about my yard, man. Definitely. I don't like today my weed eater head broke, and I wasn't going to the store to get any type of replacement parts or buy a new one. So I literally just said screw it, and now it thunderstormed and rained, and I'm like freaking out because I didn't weed eat. So, but it wasn't too bad. But I'll get it next time. Armand says Mason well negotiating didn't Condon Dotson deal. There have been mistakes. Yeah, there have been mistakes, no doubt. Yeah, you're not going to hit on everything, guys. You're not going to always do the right thing, All right, guys, let's get those likes up. We are slacking on those likes. That's horrible. We got to get those likes up. Let's hit the like button for your favorite show in town here on Mike Drop Sports, our daily live stream. I appreciate it. Listen to our mayor, Miss Pittsburgh, and hit the shit out of that like button. We're going to make a Miss Pittsburgh emoji. That's going to be awesome. D says, I'm a contrarian. I like the hit button. I like the hit button. John Wilson was also tied with Fields for the most passes behind the line of scrimmage. Yeah, and two guys, look at that. When I say that, and I understand that, and stats don't lie, and I can't argue statistics. But you got to look at scheme too. There's a lot of things that play with that. Well, not a lot, but several factors that dictate some of these things that go on. How was your offensive line play? Was he rushed to where, you had to hit the check down a lot? Were these plays schemed to the check down a lot? And was that maybe due to his ineffectiveness of going across the middle of the field? There are a lot of things that play here. And definitely you have to take notice at all of this stuff. And you guys bring up excellent statistics, excellent points, and it really makes for great conversation, no doubt about it. And tagging. Armand, you get 1,800 views and 50 likes, then why do they watch? I don't know, man. I guess that's a good number. You usually get like 10 likes for every 1,000 views, I guess is what the average is. Some weird shit. Who knows? I don't know. People are nuts. They act like holding the like over your head. Like, I won't give that person a like it's some, great power they hold. It's like literally, it's free, dude. Hit the like. I hit the like button for everybody just because I want to see people succeed. I like to watch people grow, The Steelers can replicate everything Wilson had to win a ring. Strong run game, kick-ass D, and play action. They can't replicate his Super Bowl mobility. D making things happen. Yeah, definitely, no doubt. And they had the Legion of Boom there, so that was a very high-quality defense. But you're right, they can't replicate that. But I think Russell Wilson is in great physical condition, and I think he still has some wheels. All right, guys, I do want to talk a little bit about everybody's saying Corey Trice back on the block looking good, too. So we're about to run out of time, so maybe we'll save that for Monday. But you worry about Corey and you say to yourself, we got hype for him last year. And we all had high hopes for him. And, we were pumped to see him, And we really wanted to see him inside of real game action, And then an injury hit. And it just scares you off a little bit this year from putting maybe too much stock into Corey. I definitely want him to succeed. I think he's a good dude in terms of when he's doing his interviews and shit. I think he was a real high character guy by sticking around and not leaving after the injury. Some guys go away to rehab. Corey stayed. Calvin stayed when he was injured. So you like those high character guys that are about the team and want to be involved with the team. So it does give you some high hopes because you've heard some good things about Beanie Bishop. You're hearing good things again this offseason about Corey Trice. So that really gives you high hope for this Steelers back end of the defense and the potential there to be really, really good, especially with the addition of Cameron Sutton, Joey Porter Jr. heading into year 2. I really think a sleeper acquisition that's going to play some big dividends this year is Deshaun Elliott. And I think a healthy Minkah Fitzpatrick being able to do Minkah things, man, and pick the ball off and do those things is going to be really special. One thing that I hate, guys, and I cannot stand to hear it one more damn time, is this stupid shit that there's certain reporters that are out there and they keep saying it over and over, and it's so dumb. And it's like, why? Oh, what do you think, Coach Tomlin, about Minkah ball? Minkah playing Minkah ball. Like, shut the hell up, dude. It's so dumb. Like, if I have to hear that one more time, I might pull my damn hair out. They say it every damn press conference now. What do you think, Coach Mike, about Minkah wanting to get back to Minkah ball? Like, shut the shit. It makes you crazy, dude. I know I shouldn't knock people, but man, when you say shit so many times that it like becomes nauseating, it gets on my nerves, man. All right, guys, I'm going to cut the show here a little bit, but don't worry, Minkah ball's out there. Like, whatever. But anyway, it is what it is. Thank you for joining me here on our daily live stream here on Mic Drop Sports. Again, guys, we're steamrolling for 5,000. We're hitting that subscriber goal before the start of training camp. I know we can do it. We only need like 1,300 more. We'll get there. So let's get that moving. Share it with your family and friends, and spread the word of Mic Drop Sports and what we're trying to do here as a community, as part of Steelers Nation, trying to bring all the fans together for quality conversation each and every single day here on our daily live streams. Again, guys, I appreciate you so very much. Again, congratulations to Mr. Neats. Please email me, Mr. Neats, at micdropsports@yahoo.com. He was our Mic Drop Mafia giveaway winner for the month of June. Look forward to it. I'll give you the date for next giveaway, and we'll have that to look forward to. But until Monday, I'm Jason. This is Mic Drop Sports and the show, Steel City Live. Peace.